How are you guys doing? Today is Sunday, June 20th, 2021, out here in this quarantine. I'm James Sims, and for this episode of The Elite, I'm going to do an individual profile on Kalidou Koulibaly, the defender from Senegal, the elite defender from Senegal who plays for Napoli, turns 30 today. And with this episode of The Elite, I'm just going to provide his accomplishments and his accolades and everything that he's been able to achieve from the moment that he was able to step into the limelight up into this moment where he is right now, where he is the primary defender for Napoli, one of the best teams in Italy. But just to get a sense of how the type of player that he was, he's a player that's most definitely moved around. If you're unfamiliar with him, he's 6'1". And even though he hasn't played for the biggest clubs, many people still refer to him as one of the best defenders in all of the world. And of course, he's a defender. Not many stats to come at you with here, but I think the best thing I really can do is just give a little bit of context into what this guy was doing every single year with his teams. He wouldn't make his jump up to one of the top leagues in Europe up until 2012-2013, because for his 19 and 20 season, he played for Metz in League 2 in France. He would get called up for Genk, one of the top teams in Belgium, and for his age 21 season in 2012-2013. In that season, he'd finish with 31 starts in a season where they would finish fifth in the league. And that year, they would actually go on to win the Belgian Cup, which would be the very first trophy that would go into Koulibaly's trophy case. And to considering, it's still Belgium, so just the fact that he was able to do so. And 2013-2014, in his very second year when he came back to Genk, he played 33 games the very next season, even finished with a couple of goals. And that season, following that year, he would establish himself as a good enough defender to get picked up by Napoli, the team that he's currently a member of now, in 2014. Also, during the 2004, in his very first season with the team, he would actually help the team win the Italian Super Cup, which is the only time he actually won the trophy, in a season in which he played 27 teams for Napoli in a year where they finished fifth in Serie A. Following the 2014-15 season, he would actually get called up for the Senegal national team, and ever since, he's been one of the biggest contributors for the team. Following that season in 2014-15, he would come back to Napoli for his second season, his age 24 season in 2015-16. In that year, he'd start 32 of the 33 matches he played in a season where he helped Napoli finish second in the Serie A, all the way to Juventus, of course. Who else? But of course, doing that alongside everything else he was able to do. Following that season, he came back to Napoli. He's been at Napoli ever since. And the next trophy he would actually win would come in 2019-2020, as he won the Italian Cup. And even after that, he'll be named the Senegal Football Player of the Year in 2017 and 18, after seasons in which he helped Napoli finish runners-up in back-to-back seasons in 18 and 2019. But of course, all that leads to his current season in 2020-2021, his age 29 season, in a season that was heavily impacted by COVID in the sense that most of the games did not include fans. He would start 25 of the 26 matchups he'd play in the season, in which Napoli finished with the fifth best record in the Serie A. But regardless, ever since he's been there, Napoli has been one of the best defensive clubs, specifically because of his presence. And I mean, the guy's a defender, so there's not many defensive stats I can really get into, and he plays for Senegal, so he doesn't have that many international matches. But he's definitely a player that many people that is highly respected within the game, and especially because he turns 30 today, I think it's worth recognizing his efforts and just how amazing he's been as a player. So if you ever get a chance to watch Kalidou Koulibaly, get a chance to watch him. He currently wears 26 for Napoli, and if he's and he will play more than likely the starting center back role for Senegal if they play internationally. But with that said, I want to thank everyone once again for listening to this piece. I want to thank Football Reference, to transfer marked as well. And of course, Wikipedia for giving me the understanding of how his teams finished in the year. With that said, thanks once again for listening to this piece. I hope all is well. And once all of today's matchups and exhibitions are done, I will come back tomorrow on Monday, June 21st, with another installment of The Elite. But until then, thanks for listening to my piece, and peace out. I'll catch you tomorrow.